Okay, what is going on, everyone? Welcome. Oh, mask is falling. We're about to dox ourselves. It's all over if you're a Zcash miner. I'm just kidding. What's going on, guys? What's happening? How you guys doing? Let's do a quick roll call. We see Rio6969 and Moms308 inside the Twitchster. What is happening? Scrolling on up here, I do see Squirrel Master. Oh, the one and only Budweiser. Who's going back to work? But he did tell everyone to smash that like button. 35 viewers, 5 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get to at least 127,000 likes before we even continue on with this live stream. So go. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we do have Travelers Travels. We got Will Ablapnap 6778. What is happening? You were in a 5-minute timeout. Why were you in a 5-minute tap out? I'm confused. Daddy, how's the CPUs? They're off right now. I'm looking for other coins. I'm debating on maybe trying some Monero, maybe some Zephyr. I got to do some profitability on the spreadsheet to see just how well they're looking. Is Zcash officially dead? I'm not read into what's going on. No, it's not dead. They're just having. I think they're gonna start a new company and stuff. The devs. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, I guess here. But let's get to finish up this roll call. So yeah, why were you 5-minute timeout? What's going on? You're thinking BC2 difficulty will drop in 200 blocks. In 200 blocks, that's like almost a year away. What do they do? Like a block or two a day? I'm just kidding. We'll take a look at that later. Remind me later on. We'll take a look at that. But 200 blocks on that's gonna take a long time. That's at least a couple months. That's crazy. Like anyway. And once it drops though, like it's gonna get profitable for like 4 hours, and then the difficulty is gonna skyrocket again, and then we're gonna be waiting another year for it to drop. We got what do we got? Continuing on here. I see Maddox, what is happening? Jan Lipskarski, Orange Horizon, BTC, Black Hat team, Mer 808, what is happening? Oh, we're all caught up with everything. Okay, interesting. All right. So Rolo 6969 RTM. So yeah, the Discord for Raptorium got hacked the other day, supposedly. And then I saw someone message me like the night before around 10 o'clock my time. And then when I see it the next day, it looks like they had it all fixed and resolved by then. So I don't know exactly what all happened there, but yeah, so crazy stuff there. But it looks like everything is all fixed up and ready to roll. So the other day I did release this video right here. Zcash dev team quits. Now, looking at some of the comments and stuff, it sounds like the Zcash team wanted to switch over to Rust and stuff as well. So that's interesting. But yeah, it sounds like, just in that video also, I said it looks like they're probably gonna start their own company or team, or like they already are the dev team, but they leaving that company. I don't know if there's any like contracts and stuff in the background. Because I know because that was ran like a company or something. Unlike other tokens where it's just a couple devs get together and make a coin or whatever, and they dev it, do dev stuff. This was like a company where some people were forking over the cash for development, and I don't know if they did any advertising, but say they had advertising that, and just whatever companies do. So I don't know if there's contracts in there or what's going on. So it'll be interesting. So obviously, if there's a contract, someone's in breach, and who knows what will happen. But eventually, the point here is the devs left, walked out, and it does sound like they're probably going to make a new company or continue working or whatever. But the point is, obviously this throws a setback in the whole thing. Now, although also I have the topic. I seen someone said something, don't whatever to Zcash or something like that. I don't know what it was. Let's scroll up and see if we can find that comment. All right, here we see Bay Maker Miner. Oh no, is that B Make Miner? Did I say that right? I wish that YouTube would go back into actual people's names. But anyway, don't say stuff like that. Reckless comes about Zcash are unnecessary. So obviously saying don't, say the stuff. But we went over this in the stream the other day. Going to zero just means things are looking bad or things are going to go down or something. It doesn't mean it's actually going to zero. It's pretty much at this point a term. So if you hear something is going to zero, something's looking rough in the ecosystem. Right now, Zcash obviously has some roughness going into the ecosystem. So Zcash is going to zero. It's been having issues. It's red right now. It's falling. And, even if Zcash was doing good, and it has been for so long, you know, just just the saying where the cycle is, it's not going to go up forever. People think these things, once they start pumping, they're going to go up forever. It's bound to drop back to, maybe under $200, maybe even under $100 for all we know over the next couple months ever anyway. By the time Bitmain's releasing new miners for Zcash, not new miners, but new old miners, new Z15 Pros and stuff. And by the time those release, like, who knows? We probably won't, like, who knows what the price will be? Most likely it'll be down unless, they cause some type of pump or something there. But the other thing is, you got to keep in mind, is the reason why Zcash is profitable right now is because there's no other miners out there. People are turning around miners, but these miners, like, when were they made? Like, I don't even remember. Let's see. When was the Z15 and stuff? When were they released? Let's just come into mining now, right now. Share this tab. Let's look at like the Z15 Pro. Um, May of 2023. And like, they haven't really been in stock ever since. I don't know how big the batch or anything was, but keep in mind there's no new hash rate coming on to Zcash. We can actually, let's go into mining pool stats now. Share this tab. Let's find Zcash. Like, let's see, take a look. Like, hash rate's actually coming off the network. So, maybe miners turning hands or something. But we didn't see, like, when Zcash started exploding and stuff. Well, obviously we seen hash rate came up. It's no doubt. People had Zcash was unprofitable to mine, and miners are selling for like $50. The Z15 Pro and stuff was like 50 to $100, and then obviously they're turned off, laying on people's floor. People were walking on them. People were using them for door stops to keep their doors open, and or not let people in, like on raids and stuff like that. But they weren't bringing you. So obviously we're going to see that spike in hash rate come up as things got profitable and the spike happened. But once it hits that peak of hardware, it can't go higher anymore because there's no more hardware. So there's a maximum amount that, of hash rate that Zcash can even hit. And once it hits that, it's going to stay there because that's all the hardware. And that's why profitability remained decently. Now Bitmain wants to release new batches. So that means even if Zcash stays kind of good, depending on the amount of the new batches they have, your profitability is now going to finally tank, even though maybe the price is decent, because now they're unloading all this hardware back into the crypto space. So now we're going to go from $50 Z15 Pros down to like $10 Z15 Pros, especially when it starts to crash. And people, because the FOMO kicks in, they're spending $9, $10, $11, $12,000 for a Zcash miner. And some of the lower ones, $4,000 to $5,000. And then I don't know what Bitmain is charging for their newest batch on pre-orders, 25, 3,000 or something maybe. But these things are going to get dirt cheap, especially as more hash rate comes online and the price starts to dip. So yeah, be crazy, guys. So this is like fourth wave altcoin season, which we've been talking about. We are seeing some coins do some things. This is the last wave before everyone gets super depressed and the full bear market sets in. So be ready and prepared for that. So very interesting things here, but that's, what's kind of going on with Zcash. The other thing is I was kind of going over emissions. I was curious, how much emissions does Zcash actually have? How much is it paying its miners? And, the results are actually pretty damn good because there's no extra hash rate to actually come on. So let's just take a look at the emissions right now. So right now, the block time, it says 75.9 seconds. I'll show you that right here. Right there, you can see 75.9 seconds. So coming to my calculator, 86,400. That's how many seconds are in a 24-hour period. We're going to divide that by 75.9 seconds. That is 1,138 blocks found in a 1-day period. So now we got to time that by the block reward. The block reward is about 1.25. The 1.25 Zcash, that is 1,422 Zcash that's actually minted per 24 hours, so per day. So we times that by the price to get our emissions now. It's sitting at $424, 424. That's actually $603,320. So $603,000. If we come into the emissions here and look at that, that's actually pretty darn good. That is the third place cryptocurrency right now beneath Dogecoin, and obviously double of Litecoin. Quite a bit more, about what, 5, 6 times more than Monero. Actually, no, 3 times more than Monero is paying out. So that's decent. It's a good chunk of money to the miners, and it's also good because there's a set limit of hash rate that can even go online because of there's no miners out there. It's all used art miners being tossed around and thrown and all over the place. So that's what's keeping profitability decent right now. But remember, and when Bitmain releases these new models next couple months, that profitability is going to start dropping because your chunk of the pie is going to start shrinking with more and more miners hitting the ecosystem. And Zcash will really need to start pumping again to, make the profitability come back, which Bitmain might do. We don't know. We speculate. Oh, they're releasing a new miner. Price starts to go up. I wonder why. Do they actually do anything? We don't know. Is it coincidence? I have no idea. Market hype, whatever. Point is, a new miner's coming. A new old miner is coming. More stock of the older miners are coming. Let's put it that way. There's no new super hash rate efficient monster coming. It's an old miner. But they're just releasing more units, maybe their own units. I don't know. They got to clean them all up. It's going to take them months on end to do so before they before they sell them. But that hash rate is going to pick up. So your chunk of the pie is going to get smaller. And then obviously after that, we're going to see a reduction in price by a decent amount on top of more hash rate. And we're going to see very cheap Zcash miners, over the next year or two. So be ready for that. Cause that's what, if it even does anything again, cause that's the other thing we got to keep in mind as well. And in that video, I did mention that, what's going on with Zcash? Like why are the devs doing why are they having this fallout? And obviously, I don't know when the company started. Was it from day one, day whatever? But we can see, like, for the most part, since 2017, it had some ups and downs. We can see $703 in 2018. So that's actually a nice pump there. But like ever since then, we can see 305 here in 2021. But like it never really did anything. It's pretty flatlined, and now it's doing something again. So obviously, a lot of money came into the market, and now Zcash is worth quite a bit again. And everyone's like, "Well, what's happening here?" And the CEOs, maybe they started getting greedy. They didn't disagree with stuff. Maybe they wanted to rug pull, and the devs are like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" And all this stuff. We just don't know what was going on in the background because we had devs, and then we had like a CEO that whatever, we know all about grocery store CEOs or how they rip us off left, right, and center and get away with it because companies run North America, and we just let them do it for some stupid reason. But anyway, continuing on, there's something to do with money here because it popped out of nowhere after being dead for so long. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. But at the same time, it does also look like a normal cycle. We have our 2017, early 2018 happening here with that late altcoin season. Then we have 2021, we have the pump again, and now here we are, 4 years later, 2025, it all started pumping in 2025 here. Now we are in 2026. So, it's could just be doing its typical altcoin season, and now we're probably did it peak? Good chance it probably did peak, and now we're just going to see it drop off to nothing again. So we just gotta be wary of how these things work and things go down. Sure, some people, and just like when anything pops, we're seeing people say, "Oh, Zcash is going to flip Bitcoin, or Zcash is going to go to $10,000, $100,000, $500,000." Guys, ignore all that BS. If it happens, freaking amazing. But for the most part, there's a 99% chance that that's not happening. I don't care who says it. It's not happening. Not happening. But that's just my 2 cents on Zcash. So what do you guys feel about Zcash right now? And that's pretty much all we got going on. But for the most part, no, it is not dead. They are going to be continuing to work on it, and they're all whatever they have planned for the future, and they're starting their own new type of company. But for now, I'd be very leery on miners and stuff. Maybe wait a few months when things are dirt cheap. All right. We already got here 308 there is what's this mess about tax IDs and exchanges? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I haven't really been hearing anything about that. I haven't been looking into any of that either, though. So I'm not sure what all that's about. I'll have to look into that. Send me a note I need a note or something. Your Discord, send something in Discord to remind me to take a look at something like that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. What do we got? What do we got going on? The other chat here, 306 Miner. What is happening? 54 viewers, 20 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button. We need some more likes. Oh, what do we got? We got Will Blapana 6778 says, need to know where to put my SHA-256 bit axis. Think your BC2. Oh, that's what you're talking about, okay, there. So I missed the first part. Where should you put SHA-256 bit axis? Probably for what most people are putting them on. Bitcoin, lottery mining. Do it. Here we go. We got a fully synced up Bitcoin node here on the knots here, doing its thing. And here we are on the pool. This is where my bit axes are. Mining to my own pool, rocking some situation out. And here's our hash rate. I got it all synced up the other day finally. And that's what we're doing. So here's my largest difficulty on the pool so far was 315 million. Not very great, because here's what we got to hit. The current network hash rate is, oh man, I got to find my, oh no, where's my Bitcoin address? Sad times. Let me find it here. I'll find it. I need to go to, there it is. Right there. Copy. There you go. Put in my Bitcoin address. It's the one with Ryzen, remember? See, I got Ryzen in my address. That's pretty sweet. So here we are. So my best difficulty is 315. Network difficulty is 146.47 trillion, which means we need to get a difficulty share about the same size as the network difficulty to find that block. We're a long ways away from finding anything like that, but it doesn't matter. It's funny how we look at that because, oh, I never hit that yet. Oh, we got a stronger. Yeah, sure, you get some stronger shares and stuff. But, my next share could be the one that finds it. You can go, your first share, you go straight to the max difficulty. If you're extremely lucky, just boom, you hit it. Like, you're just finding shares, just like anything else. Finding share, helping transactions flow. And boom, maybe you're that one that lucky gets it. So, while we all use this number here to say, oh, yeah, we're finding some higher difficulty shares. Oh, yeah, not bad. This means nothing. Absolutely nothing. In reality, it's nothing. Oh, wow, it's so close. But did you hit it? No, you didn't hit it. I was second place on Hash Watcher. Did I hit? But does it matter? No, it doesn't matter how high your difficulty is. The only share that matters is finding that max difficulty block, which finds the block. Until then, you're the same as finding same share I have, 315 or almost max difficulty. Exact same thing, because guess what? They're both worth nothing. So, it all comes down to just getting that one share that is the block, which is that max difficulty. So, that's where you should put your stuff. You got a lottery miner, whatever. You mine BC2, you hit a block or something once a month, once every 2 months on that. And what do you get? 50 cents? Yay. You put this on the Bitcoin for a year, you put it on for a month. Some people got lucky in just 2 weeks' time of finding that Bitcoin block, because you never know. As long as you're sending shares, that's another shot every 10 minutes at that lottery. And if you hit that lottery, that's the payday. That's like what's Bitcoin at? 90,000. So it's 3.12. That it's like almost $300,000 or something. It's pretty, actually a little over 200,000 or something. That's a lottery miner, not BC2, not this, not that, not all these other crap coins and whatever. Anyway, that's what I think you should do. Just slap it on the Bitcoin like everyone else and hope you hit. Close only counts in horseshoes and grenades. There you go, Tech Man. That's right. That was a close call. I'm still alive. If that one hits, you don't want to hit on that one. That's bad. Or curling. Curling is a thing that's close too, because you just gotta get your rock close to the center. Oh boy, that's a good way to put at it. Crypto 869. What was that? CJ Crypto 8699. Zcash is not going to zero. There is a serious delusion headline. It's not a delusional headline. It's basic crypto. If you're new to crypto, you might find that misleading, or you don't know what's going on, or whoa. But if you've been in crypto for a while, you know that the term going like we talked about this last stream. We just finished talking about it maybe like 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. But the term going to zero, it just means it's red right now. It's going down. It doesn't mean it's actually going to zero. Crypto doesn't go to zero. Even when they rug pull, they still don't go to zero until they get delisted. Then they're not worth nothing, but they're always still above that. So the term going to zero, all it means is it's looking bad. It's going down right now, or something bad's about to happen, or there's turmoil in the air. That's what the term means. Bitcoin's going to zero this year also. Like, same thing applies because technically we'll probably see the bottom of Bitcoin this year. So Bitcoin's going to zero also. So should I go with Z15 Pro now for 5K delivery? Delivers April, or wait till May and see what happens? If you want to spend 5K on a Z15 Pro right now, go right ahead. Maybe get 6 or 7 of them. I don't know. Where are you getting it right now? Because I don't even know. You're finding stock. You got to be careful that it's not like a scam or something, because that's really hard to find. But for the most part, looking at crypto and seeing what it does, it's all going to be going down. And just remember that miner that you're asking about 5K delivery right now, that thing was selling for $50 to $100 6 months ago because it was unprofitable to even turn on. No one wanted them anymore. And now we have a little pump. Everyone's FOMOing into them. It's going to go back down. And there's also next time for the next pump, whether it's in 4 years or whatever, there's going to be even more hardware online. So it's not even going to be as profitable then as it has been now. So there's all these scenarios you got to take into place and understand how this all works. What is the price subject to change? I don't know. Like we're just speculating here. We have no idea. Some people are saying Zcash is going to go and flip Bitcoin to $100,000 plus. Is that going to happen? Well, obviously the miner would be a good thing, but the chances of that is next to zero. So I don't know, but a good chance. Like look what Zcash did. Its all-time high was right here in 2018. I'm pretty sure. Let's just see if that's. Oh, I don't have it on there. All-time high was we can't count that one. Almost $6,000 when it first released. We know what coins do when they first release. So we're saying our all-time high was here in 2018, about when it looks like it was a little over $700. What did it hit here? It did hit 7, didn't it? Here's 642, but I think it went a little higher. But for the most part, it went down from there to $48, $50, $27. And here, it peaked again a little bit, 300 and whatever, but it went back down to what? 37, 25, 23. So there's a good chance we could see $25 Zcash again, $40 Zcash again. Like, that's what it does after all the previous pumps. So I don't see any reason why it wouldn't now. We didn't even hit a new all-time high based on this. So there's a good chance we could be back down to $25 Zcash, and all these miners will be $50 to $100 again. Very, very, simply, that's that easy to look at here. Zcash doesn't have long-term exposure. It pumps every 4 years like a typical cycle does, and it's just doing it again. This time it's doing it a little more than last time, but it still didn't pump as high as it did in 2018. So given this information, I'm pretty confident, not financial advice, that we could easily see $50 Zcash again within a year or something. So, just wait on that and see what happens, because spending $5,000 on that miner now will probably never ROI. And now you're going to get even lower yields as Bitmain finally releases more miners. BTC getting flipped has been the same chances as one of these mutilated men becoming a oh man, that's hilarious. You're correct on that one. I seen a post earlier today, and I kind of agree with it, even though it's never going to happen. But the coin that has probably the best chance to possibly flip Bitcoin could be Monero. Now, some people say Ethereum, but we don't care what that is. POS and all these other ones, but Monero is Monero. It's pretty much the next. It's a huge community coin. It's got a lot of things going for it. It's definitely privacy. Yeah. But like it's never gonna happen. That is never gonna flip Bitcoin. But I think Monero has massive potential and it does is it's hilarious because you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but you guys have been following the channel and the live streams. I've been watching most of them all the time. What were we? It was like 6, 7 months ago before Monero first pumped. Maybe it was a year ago. We're saying Monero goes to $400 every time. Every 4 years, it does its peak. And Monero's at what, 150? It was under $200 when we did that stream. And I was like, that's impossible. It's never going to happen because we're in that bear market. We're in this bear market stage. And everyone's like, oh, it's never going to happen. Everyone's so depressed. Not happening again. Nothing, everything's done. And then guess what happened? Here we go, almost a new all-time high. It didn't hit it, but it went over 400. It's actually 450. I think it hit what, 480 or something. So doing pretty darn good, just like it's supposed to do. And again, Monero is gonna crater again and go down. And now we're at the pump stage, and everyone's saying, "No, it's not gonna happen. We're good. We're staying this way." Guys, stop it. Like we see this and time again. When things are dead, nobody thinks it's going to go back up. And when things are finally back up, no one thinks it's going to go back down. It's going to go back down again. So just be ready for that. We are right coming to the bear market. Yusuf, what is happening? What is that? J something? Exabar is bad. Yeah, that's the other thing that's hilarious. Is when's Binance? When's this exchange? We need a tier one exchange. We're not going to do anything unless we get a top exchange. Well, Monero has been on them, and they keep getting banned from all these exchanges due to regulations. And while every other coin is trying to acute to regulatory policies, Monero says no. You cater to us. We are not catering to you. So it gets delisted. And guess what? When people want your coin, they'll go wherever the heck they got to go to get it. And that's what we see with Monero time and time again is people have demand. They want it. They go to where Monero is. Monero's not going to where you are. Like everyone else is like, we got to go where all the people are. We got to go to here. We got to shine our face in the door so that they can see us. No, if people care and want about you, they will find you. So, that's pretty much what it comes down to. So will RX V2 be better or worse for the X9? Well, they say it's going to be a bit worse, but the X9 is still going to be a dominant factor. It's going to be beast mode. Like that thing is 4 times better than, the best epics on the market right now. So it's an absolute beast. So RandomX V2 is supposed to bring the efficiency up. Some depending how you read it, sometimes it says the hash rate will be higher, and other ways it says efficiency, which means about the same hash rate, but maybe less power used. Now, what they say when it comes to the X9, the original talks came with the X5, and now they're on the X9. So they're saying it's supposed to be a 30% less efficiency. So they think it might drop the hash rate a little bit and then like use the same amount of power. So I don't know. But the point here is it's going to be about 30% less at first. You could see future tweaking to 50% less. But even at 50% less, this thing is still 2x it's still the best thing out there for Monero and RandomX. Even if it gets a 50% nerf in terms of price and everything, it is still going to be the best thing to mine Monero with. So it's going to be really hard to really nerf that thing because it is CPUs. It's a CPU box miner machine from Bitmain. So it's still going to be a dominant. So it's not going to be destroyed and killed off. It's going to be an absolute monster. So what about Zephyr? I would love to get my hands on an X9 and crack it. Well, it's the same thing. If you can crack an X5, then you can crack an X9. They're the exact same thing. Bitmain said the X5, they're the same thing, except new chips. That's all it is. So if you want to learn how to crack the X9, start working on the X5. And if you can get that to work on Zeph, then so be it. But right now, the X5 still can't do any of that. So I doubt it's going to do that. So they say you can program it and everything. It's RISC-V chips. Now if they come out and start releasing firmware, then, the firmware is going to be released for the X5 as well, I imagine. But we talked about this in the past, say you want to mine Zeph, if they find no firmware to do that, you just flash with the firmware, kind of like FPGA flashing. Now, I really don't think they're going to do any of that, but it doesn't mean it's not possible that they might not try. So, I'm still up in the air on how it's going to be, but right now, all we can really say with the most guarantee is that it's exactly like the X5, where it's not going to see any of these updates, and it's strictly for Monero mining. So just be ready. And if you're looking at these miners, just know that you're probably only going to be able to mine Monero with it and other forks that are, exactly forking Monero. Even on the V2 algorithm, you're still going to be able to mine it. They're adding the support. It's just going to be nerfed a little bit, but we still just don't know how much. Where can you get an X5? That's a good question. I'm not sure because they were a small batches. They were very popular. I know a lot of people I talk, not everyone, but a lot of people I talked to wanted one. Some have multiple, and it was one of my favorite miners. In all honesty, I love that miner, and I'd really love to get my hands on an X9 because when it comes to ASIC, even though it's not an ASIC, absolutely favorite miner. If it's a CPU, I can crack it. That'd be wicked to see you. So if you can get that thing cracked, that'd be awesome. Um, Good luck finding one. Yeah, good luck finding X5. They're very hard to find because they were in high demand and very limited. So the X9 could be the same way. A lot of people I obviously want them because a lot of people want the X5s, but if they hardly release any of them, then they're gonna be really hard to find. Now, if they release a whole bunch of them, say goodbye to consumer grade CPUs on Monero because those things are monsters in efficiency and price. Like I said, like when I did that video and I said it's only $5,000. Well, that is dirt cheap for that amount of hash rate on Monero versus building CPU rigs. Like thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper than that. And you're saving like over half your power. Like it's insane. That X9 is an absolute beast. The X5 only sucked because you could only mine XMAR. Well, there's about 5 coins it could mine, and it was doing pretty good on QRL. Like, it could mine QRL. It still can mine QRL, the X5. QRL, I think, is more profitable than Monero and everything. It's been pumping like crazy. But a lot of yeah, that's the other interesting thing. Bunch of people's X5s did blow up. Mine never had an issue. Mine, it's like I had the Tank X5 or something. Very first batch, I got mine from, and it never blew up on me. But a lot of people, yes, they had issues with their X5s. Like within a week, couple days, within a month, it was done. But yeah, mine went strong forever. Mine's still running. I sold it and sent it away, but it's still running, doing freaking amazing. What else do we got here? Dropping off now, TC. What? What are you dropping off? What are you dropping off? I still want one though. Been looking for one for a while. Yeah, for sure. I want another one. Can't find any anymore. And I definitely want an X9 when those things drop. Can I afford it at the time? I probably won't be able to, but I freaking want one. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You want to try it? Yeah, Yusuf wants to try and crack it. What do we got here? What else? What else did I have in the old title? Live stream. AI crushes consumers, crypto. Oh yeah, so the AI thing, we all pretty much know how that's going. We can't find anything anywhere, and there's so much. Like I read an article this morning about some guy, PC computing. I think it's called PC custom computing. No, not custom computing. PC compute custom compute. I don't know what it was. PC something computing or something. But yeah, someone ordered some RAM from them and everything was good. Everything went through. He paid for it. And then he got a letter saying, "Oh, due to AI, we got to charge you more money now." Like after he ordered it, and then he got a letter, an email saying, "Okay, you got to give us more money." Actually, first it worked out where, okay, we need you to buy. Do you want to buy another power supply to kind of bundle this in a little bit or something? And he's like, "No, I just want this." Because okay, due to AI, you have to give us more money for the RAM because it costs more now. It's like what? After he already paid for it with their listed price and everything, then they wanted even more on top of it after he paid for it. Like absolutely insane things going on right now. We hear the NVIDIA's 6000 series GPUs probably won't release till next year now. Obviously, if they even release next year at this point, I'd be surprised the way things are looking. Um, they're bringing back the 3060 to try to make up for the demand. Like, who in their right mind is going to buy a 3060 unless you're still running on a Apple IIe workstation or maybe an old, i5 or, you're running or you got like 1660s for your, gaming PC. Like, I don't see anybody really buying 3060s unless you like have a really, really dated PC. But yeah, it's crazy. They're bringing back old to try and make new, which just sucks. It's horrible, and everything's so expensive. AM4 is going up in price like crazy because that's AMD's answer is we're gonna start manufacturing AM4 again, so DDR4 RAM, and those prices are going up. Like, it's getting to the point where it costs the same amount to build an AM4 rig now than it did before the RAM prices exploded for an AM5. Like Canadian, it's around $1,000, $1,100 now to build a 3900X rig. It's insane, absolutely insane. When you could build one of those for like $400 or $500, and you could build a 7950X complete rig for $1,000 Canadian, and now you have to pay the same or more to build a freaking 3900X rig. Like, things are insane. Panda is on a gold mine right now for all those rigs I sold him at a super discount. He's probably going to quadruple. If he sells those right now, he could probably quadruple everything he paid for those. That's insane. And I pretty much gave them away for free at the time because it was actually Kaspa and stuff. And then that just tanked down to zero. So I pretty much just gave them away. Oh, man. Insane times. Insane times. But yeah, AI is now 12.9 cents per kilowatt hour in CT for the next 6 months. Wow, that's crazy. I got a letter saying we will be getting a 1% increase every year for the next 10 years. What? Where's that at, Squirrel Master? For what? Your bill has been $150 to $200 cheaper since it's cooled off outside. Oh, your power bill. Yeah, I know. See, a lot of people heat their homes and stuff with their rigs because they think it saves them, a lot of money. But depending on the size of your farm, if you cool your rigs using that cold winter air, you save. Well, it depends if you're running decent price natural gas or not. Obviously, if you're running electric heaters and stuff, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. But if you, like for me, and sounds like Squirrel Master as well, if you cool your rigs off to cold, oh, your farm drops so much power and you save so much money. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Um, You got a letter. Are you talking about your power is going to increase 1% every year for the next 10 years? Is that what you're talking about? That's insane. Like, we get ripped off like crazy. Well, all these big entities get discounts and everything gets cheaper for them. Like, I was looking at some of the statistics. I want to make a video about it, but I was looking at how much Bitcoin, like, remember the big thing? Bitcoin, crypto miners, they use so much power. They're burning up all this power. It's bad for greenhouse gases. We're straining our grids. Did you know AI is using over double the power and nobody is even saying a word? Everyone's okay with that. And they're still probably talking about crypto mining, how it's so bad on using power. And AI is over double of what Bitcoin mining is. That's insane to think about. Like, almost half this power in the world is going to AI. Like, half the power in the data centers and everything now, it's all AI, is for AI stuff. And nobody seems to care that they're using so much power. But as soon as you start mining cryptocurrency or another something else that'll help people, be financially stable, it's bad. It's all over the news. It's destroying the planet. But as soon as you got big corporations using power for AI and all this other stuff, then it's okay. So it doesn't make any sense. We're getting screwed over left, right, and center. Alberta power is going up. I don't know. I hope not. I definitely hope not. But we'll see, I guess. Yeah, exactly. They complain about all the power going to crypto mining and saying how it's causing so many greenhouse gases, how it's doing all this stuff with all the power plants and not enough power on the grid and all this stuff. But yet they seamlessly praise AI and all these AI companies, and they're bringing in these jobs and doing all this stuff, and they're using over double the power that miners are using. So figure that one out. Figure that one out. Um, AI wants the power crypto uses. Not even that. They're already using double the power. So like they got about the power crypto uses and then twice as much more. And plus they want more. They want everything. Like, it's absolutely insane. And then as they build these power plants and as they build these centers, guess what? They charge us more money because they need to upgrade their grids and stuff. So we get the bill. Well, they get even higher discounts. Like, how does that work? That is like North America, the companies dominate us. As much as you want to believe your government is help for you, they're not. I don't care if you're in the US, I don't care if you're in Canada, where you are, they're not for you as much as they want to sound like. Their PR team is spot on. But reality backdoor, they don't care about you at all as much as they sound like they want to. It's absolutely insane. You go to other countries and they're some of them aren't even affected by any of this. Oh yeah, I'll go 39, 5090s are still MSRP. Pando just talk about using what, Vietnam or somewhere right now. He could still get a 5090 for MSRP. No prices are going up there. Nothing's happening there. People in Japan, awesome. They're doing whatever they want. Their prices are okay. Like, it's insane. Our inflation, everything is driven to the company so that they make profits. It's not a coincidence that our food stores are making CEOs are making so much more in profitabilities. They're getting paid higher. It's absolutely insane. And here we are having to keep paying higher and higher prices. It's just dumb. Um, Energy is a private sector. So yeah, yeah, they all get discounts. Private sector. They got to quit making this stuff all private and giving everyone under the table cuts. They have been stealing from us forever. We need to steal back in by cracking. Join the fire. This group THG. Microsoft is firing up reactors on a 3 Mile. I heard about that. Yeah, I forgot about that 3 Mile Island. Microsoft. Well, Microsoft sucks. Like, what do they got? Like, you'd expect Amazon and maybe SpaceX and stuff to be doing stuff like that. Microsoft, like, I don't know. Microsoft's down all the time. Is that why? Because they have no power. They need some nukes, nuclear reactors. Okay, what is this? Monster under news that digital asset. Coinbase, Kraken, and other brokers must report daily, including that. That's interesting. Well, there we go. That's all. Mom's here. That's all. That's all sounds like Bible prophecy stuff. Won't be able to buy and sell in the end times, and we're pretty much there. We're pretty much there. I don't know. Everyone's worried about all this greenhouse gases and all this and all that, but you know what? It's all been foreseen. It's all been told that Earth is supposed to heat up naturally. It's like we don't know. We're blaming on all this. Most likely, it's the companies are telling us, give us more money so we can fix something that's not even fixable because this is all supposed to happen anyway. So like things are crazy. Things are absolutely insane out there. Um, Microsoft dominates. They need the AI to fix their POS AI generated OS Windows 11. They need AI to fix their AI. Oh yeah, it's insane out there. It's absolutely insane. What's the story with Core 30? Yeah, I was looking at that. You can't even supposedly, yeah, the new. So I don't know the full details on that. I should record something on it. I was looking into it, but what is it? It's the last two ones. I think I don't. Is there 29 Bitcoin Core 29 and 28? Because I think it's down to 29 and 30. I think 28 is the latest one you can even get now. So they took it all down. So remember, there's a big controversy with Bitcoin Core 30. They're releasing it. They're going to add all this stuff into the and OP. I don't know what it's called, OP return or something. So you could add bigger block size fees and pictures and videos or whatever the heck to do with Bitcoin. So there's that big thing of people moving out of core. Now it turns out that Bitcoin Core was deleting people's addresses and people were losing their Bitcoin. And I don't know what was all going on, but this looks like there's some major issues going on with Bitcoin Core. So I don't even think you can get Bitcoin Core anymore. It's taken down, like the 30 version. I think the latest version they have up is the stable 28. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I don't know. I heard that too, that it was deleting people's wallets and they're losing their access to their crypto. And that's a pretty big deal. That's just bad. Tech ban over there. What do they talk about? Uh If I had to file the exchanges pool shit as well, why do they not have to pay when we do? Oh, very true. They are blacklisting NOTS nodes. Very interesting. Blacklisting them. Why are they doing that? Because they want all the bad stuff to go through. Bitcoin devs are woke. Possibly. They're probably getting bought out by somebody or doing something. Like I don't even know who the devs are. But there's something going on in the background where someone's probably gaining access to it. So we got to be very careful. This it'll be interesting to watch this out so they don't sink easily. I got my knots one up right now. It took about a day for mine to sync. That's what I'm running right now on my node right here. This is the Bitcoin knots. It's sunk up, rolling away, doing its thing, mining. But yeah, got my pool rocking, sending in some shares. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. See what happens with that. But yeah, no, that'd be an interesting thing. So, like, say some like this is speculation. I haven't looked into that at all, but like rumors about that and blacklisting, I guess, certain Bitcoin nodes and other things is what if Bitcoin is getting infiltrated? What if they got a hold of the devs and all this is happening? This is prime example why possibly if the people start, taking over stuff, we could see Monero actually do that flip. Now, all the Wall Street money obviously won't let that happen, but it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how the next few cycles play out for sure. After Iowa. Who's Iowa? Who's Iowa? Iowa hit a block? A Bitcoin block? One is Chinese woke. Panda's all into hitting his own block after Iowa hit one. Who's Iowa? Like the only Iowa I know is that big farm that's hosting stuff. Iowa something. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, what else we got there? Culture war going on behind. Oh yeah, for sure. There's always stuff going down. Iowa crypto mining hit a block. Interesting. I'm running Knox with public pool on Umbrel. Nice. That's exactly what I'm doing there, Will. Willa Blappa 6778. Yeah, I got some solo mining going on script. I got obviously we got the solo miners happening on Bitcoin. But yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all I got going on for the solo mining department. But yeah, we never know. Lottery is lottery. Hopefully we all smash a Bitcoin block one of these days. That'd be awesome. Oh, is that the pool mining guy? I see. I was gonna make a video on someone. I didn't know who it was, but like someone was mining on a Nano 3S or something, and they hit a block, but they're mining to the pool. Who mines on a pool on a Nano 3S? That's insane. But the other thing you got to keep in mind too, though, well, that's because of different. Actually, we can look. Where is that? Oh, let me see. This. Do you guys know about this? It's finally out on Android now. But that's this guy right here. Hash Watcher. You guys know about that app? It's released on Android now. So I didn't record anything on this yet because it finally got on Android. It was on Apple for a while. But if you go to leaderboard, yeah, I think this one right here. The number one is a Nano 3S. It's probably all blurry for you guys. Hear me. Number one is a Nano 3S that hit that max difficulty block. And this is how it was discovered, was through this app because they had it linked to it. And this is actually a pool mining block. They hit a Bitcoin block pool mining. Like, what the heck? Who does that? Why are you pool mining on one of these things? To make 10 cents a month or something. That app rocks. Yeah, the app's awesome. I love it. Bits, please, YT. No notification again, but you got it. You cracked Panda's wallet. Oh, man. Because I followed your video. Oh, there you go. You followed the video. Nice, nice. Now you're up and running to your own node on Umbrel. Sweet. You're entering 850.90 rigs for a Hashcat. Nice. Are you finding anything? How much does that cost? I'm curious. What's that cost, and have you found stuff? Like, is it working out? Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well also. For sure. 150,000%. We got 58 viewers, and was that only 20? Is that only 29? 29 likes, guys. Come on. What is hap? Ah, good night, guys. Good night. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. No more likes. Like, come on. Like. Anyway. So, maybe they wanted to offset the power of the Nano 3S use. 6 terahash is about 10 cents per day on BCH. Maybe, but BCH doesn't have a difficulty of 167 trillion. So they were obviously on Bitcoin. I think. Yeah, that's how it works. I don't know what the difficulty is on Bitcoin Cash. They hit 10 blocks all at once, hitting the difficulty that high. I can't like you more than once. Fair enough. We got 60 viewers now, 31 likes. That means only a little over half of you smashed it. So we need the other half to do it now. I just test BCH is like 25 cents a day for 6 terahash. Nice. Just checked. Gotcha. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. What is that actually? Where's Bitcoin Cash difficulty? Let's see if we can find it. Mining pool stat. Just go into where the heck? Bitcoin Cash. Doesn't have the where's block height? Oh, difficulty 995G. The 995G for a difficulty there versus Bitcoin, which is 146 tera, and that's what they hit. They hit like 147 trillion of a difficulty share. So that's obvious. That's not Bitcoin Cash. They were pool mining Bitcoin. Now, what would that make? 6 terahash. Let's see if we can find a calculator here. This calculator is coin. Does this have a Bitcoin calculator? Bitcoin 2. Bitcoin. All right, let's do it. Let's say 6 terahash. Let's just say like free power. 23 cents. How much power does this thing use? I can't remember. What was it, 150 watts or something? Negative 20 cents. Cost is 43 cents to run this. What's my power at? At 12-cent power. Is it that much power? No. It's like 133 or 130 or something. It's still negative 15 cents. That's crazy. That's insane. Apparently I wasn't sub to you, Rabid. Crazy. What? You weren't sub to me? That is insane. How? What? You probably left. Said, see you later. I'm out of here. I'm done with this crypto BS. What the block reward for BCH? BCH block reward? Let's find out. Let's go to Bitcoin Cash. Where's the pool mining? That will tell us. Block reward is 3. Same as Bitcoin. 3.12. 3.12. So let's just take a look at that. 3.12. What's that worth if you hit a block? 629. So $1,900. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. $1,900 if you smash a Bitcoin Cash block, and obviously there's a lot less hash rate there. About the same block times. It's pretty much a straight fork of Bitcoin, minus the price. So you have a higher chance of finding a Bitcoin Cash block, but Do you want to spend 2 years solo mining it for $1,900? You want to spend 2 to 10 years solo mining Bitcoin for a chance at, you know, depending on the price, maybe $1 million if it takes a couple cycles to hit that block. Seems the devs. Do you see the gloomy mood in Cubic Discord? Seems the devs have been quiet and people are talking about it turning into another. Really? Cubic is falling? No, I had no idea. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, like, do they still have their pool and everything up? Let's just go. Let's look at Monero. Monero. What was the Cubic pool called? It was just called Cubic, wasn't it? Cubic.org. All right, so they must be mining Cubic right now. So they're still here. There was hash rate there today, so they're still doing their thing. Now, how's the Cubic price going? Down 1 month. It's holding. It's holding over the year. So yeah, it's pretty rough though. Actually, we look at it's looking at it's dropping. So like, where's all their buybacks that they're doing with this Monero thing? Then they're supposed to be moving the Doge, but what are they doing? Because they just had a halving also. Now I don't know how is Cubic supposed to compete with Quai. Cubic had a halving, and then they're doing all those rewards are going there. Now they want to move into Dogecoin to try and siphon more money out of that probably, but they're going to have to eliminate the CPUs and Monero mining and somehow bring in these ASICs. Now they had a halving. How are they going to do that? They're running out of money. They don't have the money to pay the miners anymore to bring in the hash rate. That's why, like, these halvings are killing coins, and they keep thinking they need to do it. Like, it's hilarious. Now we have Quai, who seems to be doing more than what Cubic's doing. Is they're siphoning 3 chains out now at the same time, and in order to do it, they increased their emissions 5-fold. They didn't have a halving. They didn't reduce anything. They increased 5 times their emissions. Yes, the 2-week thing sucks, but their price is actually going up. Let's look at Quai now. Let's go into here. Quai Network right here. Bam. And look at 1 week, solid gains. A month, like they're doing 1 year. It's still looking pretty rough, but like they're doing good. This is then payouts have started now, and we're seeing the price continue to go up because they are taking the money from Doge and all these other coins. And especially if we start seeing Doge, when we see Dogecoin's price go up, we should start seeing Quai and stuff to go up as well because it's siphoning more value out. Now, this is the interesting thing that may be coming with Monero and the Qubit thing now, or Cubic. Now, I'm just speculating. I'm not saying anything bad was going on, but seriously, think about this. Monero's price is extremely high. There's a lot of CPUs on Cubic, and like they had enough to attack Cubic so many times. Now, obviously, there's a little because Monero price is so high. Monero has more security and stuff, so that's a lot harder. But think about it. They're supposed to be taking Monero out, buying Cubic. Now, is Come From Beyond the Cubic dev? Has he even been doing that? Has he? Or has he just been pocketing all that money for himself? That's almost what it's looking like, because this is what it should look like if you're actually buying back, especially as Doge and everything went up. We even seen bigger gaps going on, which means they were siphoning more value out, buying their coin and burning their coin. Something Cubic was supposed to do, but they're still crashing down. Why is that? Is that maybe they're rug pulling and maybe they were doing that and the price hit a certain point? So, the guys with the big walls decide to dump it. That's possible too. That very well could be, but we're not seeing any more upward swing, even though Monero is sitting super strong. So where is all that Monero money going? Is there transactions to prove that is being sold and turned into? Well, obviously Monero's private and stuff, so maybe you can't really look into that. But the point here is we're not seeing in the price of Cubic it going up at all. It is crashing as they're doing this. So what's happening? Meanwhile, we're seeing Quai do this, and they're going up, up, and away. And another thing I just learned the other day is there's a new upgrade coming to Quai very soon, which even makes Quai very decentralized. Now, a lot of you guys that like to run nodes, you're gonna love this one. Think, picture this, guys. How I kind of gather it is picture F2 pool on Quai for all the chains. So in their new node update that's coming, they're gonna have they're calling it Stratum X, I think it's called. You may have heard that term. I saw them tweet about Stratum X. That's what it's called, but it's going to be in their new node software. If you turn it on by default, you just need to run the node and it will have the Stratum built into the node. And you can mine any of the 3 chains depending on your hardware and run your own node for decentralization. And all these nodes will talk to each other just like F2 pool. It's making it nice and easy for people to run nodes at home to decentralize the Quai network, and everyone can mine to their own nodes while still being pool linked. And you can bypass all the pools that charge you fees. This is actually pretty next level. Quai is trying to make mining good again for miners. Solo mining linked together like F2 pool and Monero, as well as just, increasing their emissions because people need more money to siphon out. This is pretty cool. Quai is actually doing cool things. The only thing that sucks is that they are the 2 weeks to get your rewards, because by the time you get rewards, the market can be so volatile and change that you really don't know what your profitability is. That's the only downfall I feel is going on with Quai. But increasing in emissions, wow, they're doing it and the price is going up. Adding in the ways for people to run your own nodes and solo mine to it, and you're solo mining to your node. Now you can choose to whether just solo mine yourself to straight solo, or you can link up with the other nodes and run it like F2 pool where you are there. So you will have the option to solo mine to your own node or pool mine to your own node at no fees. That's next level for decentralization. And they also we're talking, like, I don't know, I'm not getting into all the details. I can't really remember. I'm just trying to remember quick things off my head. They might also be paying people to run nodes. Like, wow. This is like everything miners have always been complaining about and wanting someone to do. Quai is actually doing it. It just sucks that it's taking 2 weeks to get this done. So that's insane. I need to look more into this, but this is like they DM'd me the other day and just told me about this. So you'll probably see people start to release videos on it or something, but maybe we're having a first look conversation right now about it. But I think this is pretty next level. Quai is doing things that all of us miners have always wanted. So I am 100% in support of this coin right now from what they've been telling me and for what they want to do on and so far. But again, the 2 weeks really sucks when it comes down to waiting for your coin. So it's very interesting stuff, guys. And I need to figure it out. And I want to try to get a node running. Now you can only run your node in Linux. That's the other thing. Windows PCs, not going to happen. You have to run Linux. So I'm going to need to get like a little node box or something and install Linux or something into it. I got to figure out what the kind of specs I need. But yeah, very interesting stuff happening on the Quai network right now. And it's nice to see that the price is actually working out in the favor as well. Another major thing is, you can, it's on Tangent, so that's cool. What else is there? They have Kraken supposed to be in the works. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's only on MEXC and stuff like that. So, a lot of people in the US can't use it. Some people in the US can use it. Some people in Canada can't use it. Me in Canada, I can actually use that, where other people in Canada can't. So it's province-based and it's states-based. So depending where you live, you can and can't. Because there are people in the US that can use MEXC. Obviously, there's VPNs and other ways you can use it as well. But that's currently, really where only the markets are. That and what is it? Well, it says them all right here. CoinX. Oh, CoinX is there, I guess now. MEXC, Gate. So there's actually a few there, but it is supposed to be getting Kraken support. And I know that's a pretty big one for a lot of you. Mom's 38. What's going to happen to Venezuela's crypto now that Trump swooped in and went, oh, Mr. I don't know. I want to stay out of all that because that's, that politics stuff is insane. And it's hard. There's a lot of stuff going on about that. Now, like, seriously, think about it. That opened, like, that's totally, like, I don't even know if I should be talking about it, but like, that opened the floodgates for so much stuff. Like, what if China now decides to go to Taiwan and just take that guy? take their leader. Okay, yeah, we want Taiwan. Let's do this. Like, we know that wants to happen. Now, on what basis can anyone object to? The US can't object to that because they did the same thing. So now you open the floodgates for other people. What if Russia just does a raid and takes Zelensky overnight? Like, you can't say, that's illegal. Why? Well, they did it. So, like, this opens the floodgates for all sorts of crazy stuff right now. So it's insane. Here's a plot. Canadian oil sucks just like Venezuela. It all depends. The oil that comes from Canada out of the ground from the rigs is nice and clean. The oil that comes from the tar sands is heavy crude, which is expensive to actually refine. But it's also the most it's the most oil that's in the highest demand in the world. And that's another reason why I think Trump wants Venezuelan oil, because it's in the highest demand. And right now the States gets most of their oil that they need from Canada. So they want to take Venezuela to get the exact same oil because they have oil refineries specially built for that and stuff. But it's one of the highest demand oils in the world, and you can only get it from Canada or Venezuela. So there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background too for that oil. So yes, maybe they're promoted as we don't want it or we don't need this or whatever. But the fact is, it's the highest demand oil in the world. So people want it, and they might tell you how dirty and crappy it is, but it's the most demanding oil that people want. So it's pretty crazy. It says they don't want to F with snatch you up. XT just said can't provide service for my IP. I guess a VPN would be my only option. I use Proton, so I guess that's fine. I'm not sure. I haven't really used any of those. Any more trade? Yeah, I don't know. Everything's just crazy out there right now. Who knows what'll happen? Who knows? And then who knows? Like in 4 years from now, everyone's governments could change at their next elections, and for all we know, everything will be like reversed. Like it's just crazy out there right now. Absolutely crazy. I just said okay. We went to that. Went to that. And XT Quai is fine. It works fine. That looks fine. What else do we got? More Trump stuff. Yeah. Any more questions on this? Quai is cool. Quai is doing things. Bam. Engage. Oh wow, we've been here for a while, guys. No wonder my throat's getting dry and I'm getting dizzy. I need to eat or something. Anyway, guys. What do we got there? I see it at me. Can you do a video on mining ETI Atika or have a look at it now? Atika, the CPU Atika? There's two Atikas out there. I always get them confused. No, eGas. Okay, Atika CPU, eGas is that. So let's just go Atika. Yeah, here we go. So the main chain for Atika is eGas. And eGas, I believe, is on Ethereum Classics algorithm. If I look at this, right, let me see. Yeah, this is ETC hash, the same as ET. Now, this is what you need for gas to move, ETC and Atika and stuff around. So if we come back into here now and we look at ETI, this is the random X CPU one. So this is a token on Atika eGas, if that makes sense to you. So you're going to need eGas to send ETI around. It's kind of confusing that they named them both the exact same name, but they went ETI and eGas. So it's crazy. But I'm assuming you're referring to this one for the hash rate, Atika ETI, CPU mining, random X, 2.6 mega hash, currently online. I don't know what what's their emissions and stuff. I bet it's pretty small. Like, oh yeah, and the pools doesn't tell. Oh, I forgot about this. The pools are a pain. You can't get any information out of them. I wonder, does hashrate.no have any of that? Coin calculator. ETI, Atika. Now, which Atika is this? I don't even know what Atika this is. Let's say 22 kilohash. 74 cents. Oh, wow, that's actually not bad. Let's say 160 watts. Profit 27.17. Now, is that the right Atika? I don't know if that's the right Atika. That's not too shabby. Huh. Interesting. Let's try, let's try a different coin here. What's Monero at right now? What? Gonna exit this first. 21. That's actually 67 cents, 21-cent profits. Cost 46. Not bad. What else do we got out there? I don't want a Tika. What other coins do they got out there that's worth checking out? Epic Cash. Now, which Epic Cash is this? There's actually 3 Epic Caches, and they only got 2 here. I don't know. I don't know. The Tika. I mine eGaz on GT pool. Yep. Hey, Jock Miner, what's going on? What is happening? So Andy Green, yeah, Andy Green. I don't know which one you're looking at, but it's hard to get information on that. I don't remember if I did a video on that in the past or not. I don't know if they had a having. I might have the stuff. Let me see. Do I have a Tika on my spreadsheet? I do have it. No, I don't know which one. Oh crap! I don't know which one's which because when I finally did do digging, I figured seen something here, but I don't know which coins per day it is. The lowest one or the highest one? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a tough one. You have to really look into that one because that's a tough one to get information on. Month 308. If they start paying people to run nodes, I will 100% run one, but I'm kind of in a hard place with them with mining at the moment. I think a lot of people are in hard place with mining at the current moment in time. Power prices, just the state of the market in general, and it's just crazy. ETI seems to be up there at XMR and XTM CPU mine. Interesting. So yeah, so you're talking about obviously the random X version. That's interesting to tell. Very well could be because if we look at this, like there's hardly any hash rate online. There's only 2.5 mega hash. So that's not very much hash rate. So, you know, versus it has decent volume too, by the looks of things. Yeah. WXT.com says 67,000. So there's also decent volume. I just wish I don't know what the block rewards are. They have an Explorer. Does the Explorer show them? ETC something scan. 3 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago. ETI supply. I don't know. I wonder if they got you know what? What where is it? What to mine has a lot of these coins. Do they have this, I wonder? Atika, ETI right here. Okay. Okay. Block reward 31.96. Okay, block time. Whoa. 12-minute block times? Oh, hold on. I was on the wrong screen. So look at 12-minute block times with a block reward of 31.96. So that is slow. All right. That's that's not telling us the block time there unless something's changed. Yeah, see, I can't see the block time here. So I'll just base it off this. So 12 minutes, 16 seconds. So 12 minutes times 60, that's 720 seconds plus 16. So 736 seconds. So divide that by 736 seconds. That's 117 blocks found per day with a block reward of 31.96. 31.96. 37. So there's 3,751 coins found in a day. Now, what did I have here? So it's down a little bit from what I had. 3,751. All right, 3,751. Last time I looked at this, it had a price of 17 cents. Oh, well, right now it's at 2 cents. 217. So way down. 217. 021. $79 a day is all it's paying to miners. All right. And what is the current network hash rate? I'm going to need 2 mega hash or something. So where is my far calculator? What do we got? What the heck? 2.99 mega hash. 2.99 mega hash. 2.99 mega hash is 2990 kilohash. So we'll slap that in. Put in 22. All right, so 57 cents before power costs. Yeah, about 57 cents before power costs. Is that what hashrate.no said? Let's put that in here. Yeah, 22 kilohash, 57. So like let's go 13 kilohash, 3900x or so is 34 cents. So yeah, so before power costs 57 cents. So let's say 160 at 12 cents, 160 times 24 divided by 1,000 times 0.12. So 46 cents in power. 0.57. So you're only making, the profitability is about 10 cents at 12-cent power on a 7950X. 10-cent profits is what you're making on ETI kind of right now at 12-cent power. If that kind of helped you out there. On hashrate.no, it seems profitable on CPU 5900X calculations. Let's take a look. What does it say for 5900X? QRL's in the lead here. Tika. What is this? It's saying 6. What? They have their numbers wrong. I could not see a 5900X getting 16 kilohash at only 105 watts. It's about 12 to 13 kilohash, 14 kilohash if you have what's it called? The G.Skill CL14 FlareX RAM. So the lower latency RAM, then you can get up to about 14.2 kilohash. But running efficiently and stuff, like, you're not getting 16 kilohash at 105 watts. You're just crazy. So yeah, these numbers are off by a bit. You're not making that much. You have way too less power here and way too much hash. So I wouldn't go by those numbers. Oh crap. I didn't even have it on the screen. So let's look at this again. It's saying 16 kilohash at only 105 watts on a 5900X, which we can see right here. So yeah, these numbers aren't right. If they were right, that'd be awesome. Because yeah, it'd be a 23-cent profit, not too shabby, but that's not what you're getting. That's not what you're actually getting. Kyla Coin has a larger day profit. Yeah, I haven't looked at. Let's just take a look at this. Is Kyla Coin in here? No, Kyla Coin's not even in that. Not in that. I'm gonna have to look at Kyla Coin again. It's been a while, and it's seeing some price action, so that's a good thing. Anyway, guys, we've been here for a while, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. Okay, guys, don't get mad at me. Hit that like button on the way out. I appreciate all you guys for coming to this live stream, though. I will see you guys on the next one. Rabid out.